Gentlemen, welcome to another tier list video. Today we are going to be ranking the Skylanders Spyros Adventures characters. Got all the different tiers here. We have Eon's Elite, that's our S tier. The Darkness voice, because if you've heard the Darkness's voice, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's certainly pretty good. Glumshanks. He's a pretty okay guy. He's pretty alright design. Chaos face. It's just bad design. Well, it's not bad. It's just ugly to look at. And then Imaginator's story quality. It's the worst of the worst. Okay. So they go in alphabetical order. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. And real quick, I do want to say this is a personal tier list. Please do not get offended if a character you like is put down low. Okay. Spyro's Adventure. Alright. Starting strong with Bash. I'd say Bash is... I'd say he's Eon's Elite. He's got a really, really solid design. I love dinosaurs. And for the Earth Dragon in this game, they didn't go the typical route of making him have wings, which was really cool. It was really cool. Alright. Boomer. That's a Chaos face. That's Chaos's face. I think he's okay. It's alright. Not quite my tempo, but it's okay. Alright, Camo. I'll put Camo in the Darkness's voice. Which is my A tier. Camo's he's a pretty solid design. I'm a big fan of dragons. Camo's design it's pretty good. Alright, Chop Chop. I mean, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't put him in Eon's Elite. I mean, you gotta just look at him, man. He's an undead knight with one of the coolest swords you've ever seen. And that shield, oof. The Archean stuff is pretty well designed. Alright, Cinder. She's Glumshanks. She's Glumshanks. She's perfectly serviceable design. Like, if you showed someone, this is what a Skylander looks like, they can be cooler or worse than her. She's a pretty middle ground design. I don't have any problem with Cinder's design. Dino Rank. He was the coolest Skylander I never owned. He was the first one I bought after moving back. I love Dino Rank's design. I kind of want to... I don't know if he has a Series 2 figure. I just don't have that knowledge off the top of my head. I'll have to take a look and see if Boomer Dino Rank does have one, because man, is he a fun character. Right, Double Trouble, his design. I'd say he's the Darkness voice. He's kind of out there, but his design does work. When I think of the magic element, this is what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of sorcerers and wizards and spirits. This guy rocks. Drill Sergeant. He might be Imaginator story quality. Okay, yeah, he's Imaginator story quality. His design is just so stinky. I mean, just looking at him, I don't think there's a single thing I can like about it other than, like, the color, the red. But even then, it just doesn't work for me. But I mean, Tech Element quickly redeems itself with Drobot, another Eon's Elite design. You're telling me that a cyborg robot dragon isn't the coolest thing you've seen? These are in no particular order, but if I had to move him up, I'd probably put Drobot at the top, then Chop Chop, then Basher. I'll end up ordering these better the Eon's Elite at the end of this. Alright, Eruptor. I've never been a fan of the design, but I mean, I feel like it's pretty Glumshanks. He was the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. He got a repose in 2 games. He got a mini. He got a rework in Superchargers. He got featured as an NPC in Imaginators. I feel like when I think of the main cast of Skylanders, that like it would be pretty common knowledge. Eruptor would be one. Even if you don't know his name, a lot of people would probably just go, "Oh, that's the guy that pukes lava." Flame Slinger. Oh man, I love Flame Slinger. He's moved down recently. He was Eon's Elite, which is my S tier, if you forgot. But he's recently moved down into A tier just because of like how much cooler a lot of the other designs are. I don't get the Flame Slinger hate. His design is so cool. He's a blind archer, and like it's not like, I think the best part, he doesn't even wear the blindfold because he's actually blind. He does it for a challenge. Okay, Ghost Roaster. That is a pretty bad design. I just don't like it. I understand that he worked really well for a lot of people. I don't like it. I really don't. But since we're going off of designs, if they were trying to make an ugly Skylander, I'd say they succeeded in that. And like, he's an Imaginator story quality. You know what? We'll put him in Chaos Face. I feel like this is reserved for like some of the worst of the worst. I mean, he is definitely a Chaos's face. He's ugly looking, and he doesn't work for me, but it serves its point. Gilgrunt. He's Glumshanked. He's got the design of, yeah, this is a Skylander. This is definitely a Skylander. I feel like I see him the most. Okay. Hex. I am actually going to put Hex in Glumshank. She's just an average design that I don't think I have any problem with. Igniter. That is Darkness's voice. My brother had a Series 2 figure, which had the forked sword. Man is Igniter a cool Skylander. I really like this. Lightning Rod. I don't really like his design. Okay, it's Chaos's face, just because I don't like it, but off the principle of it's not a bad design. Prism Break. I love Prism Break. Not Eon's Elite, but definitely a Darkness's voice character. He's definitely got a solid design for sure. Slam Bam. I want to put Slam Bam. Slam Bam's either or. He's probably like top of Glumshank / B tier and bottom of Darkness's voice. It just depends on the day. Because there are days where I'm like, that's the coolest guy ever, and I want him when I play Spyros Adventure. But there's other days where he's just a B tier. He's like, yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Okay. Next up we have Sonic Boom. Y'all have to excuse my chrome. Let's make the list. Sonic is a Chaos's face. It's not a bad design. I think she's okay. But it definitely could have been a better design. Definitely could have. Alright. The man himself, Spyro. He is Glumshanks. Like when I describe Glumshanks, which is I show someone this, that's a Skylander. We're gonna rename him We're gonna rename Glumshanks. That Skylander, all right. Then we'll put B there. Darkness voice. A. We'll leave Eon's Elite because that's explanatory. C. Story quality. F. All right. Spyro is definitely like the Skylander design. Like when I think of Skylanders, Spyro is definitely like my go-to. One of my go-tos if like I'm trying to show someone what they are. I mean, like, he's a little harder to show people this is what Skylanders are, because obviously Spyro is from his own game series and he was originally used to just promote the series, but he's one of the ones I think of. Same with Stealth Elf. She goes right into that's a Skylander. I don't really have anything to say. Series regular. Has some good reposes down the line. Had a great rework in not Imaginators, in Superchargers. Yeah. All right, Stump Smash. I like his Series 2 design, but we're going off of Spyro's Adventure. So his Spyro's Adventure design is an A tier. It's really good design. But his Series 2 like artwork and figure looks way better. I just like the way those spikes sit on his stumps. Okay, the people's man, Sunburn. The flying fire element character. And he's not quite my tempo, alright? Don't call this a cardinal sin. Sunburn is a really good design. It's just not my tempo. I prefer my fire-breathing people to be a bit more reptilian. In nature, kind of like Spyro, I prefer them to be an actual dragon. But a phoenix is a really good design for a character. He's really good, and I wish we'd gotten more with him. Terrafin! He's got a lot better figures. I feel like he's a bit more obscure when it comes to that's a Skylander. Alright, I can't put him in B. I can definitely put him in C. I don't want to put him in F, because F is just bad. But he's definitely that's a Skylander, but he's a Chaos's face one, you know? Trigger Happy instantly goes to B tier. Actually, no, Trigger Happy gets A tier. And that's purely off of it. Actually, no, you know what? I'm being mean to Terrafin. Trigger Happy and Terrafin are both A tier because my brother and my dad owned them. They were some of their favorite characters. Yeah, I like them. They have some good Spyro's Adventure figures. Voodoo. He's a C tier. He is a C tier. I feel like he needed the Giants treatment and should have gotten it over Wrecking Ball. And he would be the one to get the redesign because he's a much better design. Unfortunately, he's just not that appealing to a character to me. And that's okay. This is a personal tier list. I don't have to like all the characters. Warnado. Warnado's a Chaos's face too. 2 back-to-backs on those. Now, Whamshell, however, I do want to find Whamshell. We're just going to move Whamshell straight into Eon's Elite. He is probably... do I want to leave him there? Yeah, we'll leave him there. I like Whamshell. He's pretty good. He's definitely one I want to pick up when I play through Spyro's Adventure, which I'm almost there. Now, one I'm glad I have is like a Series 2 and 3, and it was my favorite. That is Whirlwind. If it'll let me place her above Drobot. Thank you. Yeah, Whirlwind is probably my favorite Spyro's Adventure character. I mean, just look at her. She's a unicorn. She's a Pegasus. She shoots rainbows from her horn. She can make a black hole with that horn. lower. Absolute banger design. Wrecking Ball. His design... Okay, look, I know this might be controversial. His design is... It's F tier. That is just a creature. That is not what I think of when I think of Skylanders. He's like... Him and Drill Sergeant are like the last things I think of when I think of Skylanders designs. Like when I see Boomer, Ghost Roaster, or any of these ones in C tier, oh yeah, that's a Skylander. One of the more forgettable ones. That's a C tier character. These two are F tier. Zap. Oh man, Zap. He's definitely A tier. He's not good enough to be S tier for me. Let's just actually go ahead and add that in. He's not good enough to be S tier, but Zap is really good. And the final one, Zook. He is C tier. He's just a pretty okay design. Not the greatest design. But I can't be upset when I see him. I do think, yeah, it's a Skylander. He's definitely one of the more forgettable designs, unfortunately. But, I mean, he does. Okay. Well, okay, the Giants roster is too small to do its own tier list video. So, nah. We'll do the Giants one and we'll add it on to a different video. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm happy with this. Let's order the Elite. Whirlwind, yeah, she's first. Yep, no, Elite is sitting fine. I don't want to organize the rest of these two. Yeah, this is pretty solid. This is what I think of all the Spyros Adventure designs. There's some pretty cool characters. I know I'm going to have to pick up, like, Light Core Wham Shell or, like, some backwards compatible figure to use him in Spyros Adventure. He's, like, the hardest one to get for some reason. And I think it's just because of his release window. But yeah, no, this is a pretty solid list. And yeah, I'm happy with this. Yeah, this is good. This is a good list. It's a good list.